Chevrolet de la Cruz. Turn on the JAFFOs, get my news. 7FO doing good how I knew. All-Pro JAFFo, the All-Pro, J talk sports. They speak fast, you talk smack, you get sacked. Come tune in, sit in chat, sport you like, they speak all that.
Holy shit. Hey, yo, everybody, we're fucking back. It has been too damn long. Welcome to the All-Pro JAFFos, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I am your host, JP. Alongside me, as always, the greatest DJ in the whole world, Mr. DJ Mad Sticks.
What's up, folks?
Yes, it's been too long, people. We apologize. A lot of it's mainly on me. It's been a wild, goddamn. It's been what, a month now?
Yeah, I feel like something like that.
About a month or something since we were last on. The last time we had a show was talking a bit with Matt Ryan and his basic exit from the A7FL and all that other kind of stuff. And he's been doing his thing since then. It's been kind of fun actually watching his what he's doing in the wrestling world. So that's pretty cool watching him. And I know a lot of fans of Matt Ryan have been keeping up with him as well. But yeah, it's been a minute, and again, apologize for it. We've had other things going on the channel, but as far as the Jaffos itself going, again, I've been having to deal with some things. Everything's kind of settled. The water has now calmed a little bit. So it's now time to just get things back up in order to where they were, that we can be able to bring again the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fans. So we appreciate you guys having all the patience with us. Appreciate you joining us and hanging out with us on this Friday night. We know preseason has been going on. We've got our fantasy football is going to be coming up pretty soon. I've been noticing that there are a lot of people having their drafts already, which I've said it once. I will say it 1,000 times. If you have a league GM who is having their draft during the preseason instead of the week before, after preseason's over, a couple days before week 1 and all that, you have a GM that really doesn't care about you. They don't care how things go for you. They don't care about your well-being nor your psychological well-being. Because anybody who is agreeing to have a draft, you may need to get a psychological evaluation as well, because we all know the preseason is full of injuries, things that have been going. I mean, shit, the 49ers have 25 people hurt right now the last time that we checked. So bad that we had to go and get another injury prone person, and
Brian
Robinson Jr. The wrong commander. I was really hoping we got Scary Terry, but shit is what it is, and Kyle's gonna do what Kyle's gonna do, which is at this point absolutely fuck nothing. But it's the amount of injuries that have been going on through preseason, not just for the 49ers, but like for a lot of teams in the NFL right now. That's why I say, like, if your GMs are having, I've seen people having drafts and stuff before week 1 of the preseason happened, which is beyond baffling to me.
Hey, what's funny is you were talking about Brian Robinson. I was watching this. There's this clip of this fantasy league, and dude drafted B. Robinson thinking he was getting Biora Robinson. Drafted
he thought he was drafting Bijan.
Drafted the wrong one.
Hey, but you know what? Depending on how things go, I mean, there's no guarantee that Christian McCaffrey's going to be healthy throughout the entire season.
Not at the rate y'all going.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I'm saying. We barely have an offensive line, so it's like, fuck. It's at this rate, yeah. I mean, shit. If CMC doesn't, really get a whole lot of playing time due to injury, or if Kyle finally pulls his head out of his fucking ass, spoiler alert, he probably hasn't, to actually do what's necessary when I'm talking like with having multiple backs instead of just one. And and running that one running back into the fucking ground until you're forced to use your backups and your third strings and everything like that. It's just, he needs to be able to utilize, especially the way the 49ers run the ball, he needs to be able to utilize 2 to 3 backs every game. And that kind of goes for a lot of teams. Even teams that don't really run the ball all that much are utilizing 2, 3 running backs because the way the game is played, defenses are only getting better, they're only hitting harder, and they're only getting faster. And, and also 49ers decided to go all in with fucking defense and got nobody on offense, or at least the offensive line's sake. So you don't have an offensive line. Where the fuck are you going to run?
Yeah.
Like, where are you going? It's going to look pretty fucking nasty for this team. I mean, I think we got Brian Robinson Jr. I'm not going to lie. That was kind of a steal. I think he's kind of an underrated back. He's a good 2. He's a good RB2. And he has shown when he's healthy. We should make that very clear. Especially with this team, it's always when they're healthy. He's been productive. So again, I'm hoping that we, because again, we need wide receiver help as well. And we also went and got fucking Sky Moore, from the Chiefs. But he's just another depth guy. Again, we have nobody at receiver.
Yeah.
The only guy we got out there right now is Pearsall and Jennings. That's it. Or I think even Jennings is hurt right now too.
I think so, yeah.
So I think it's Pearsall, it's Gage, God, an aging Gage Jr. And shit, that's about it. Yeah, so we go get Sky Moore, which obviously adds depth, but he's not what we're looking for when it comes to getting that wide receiver 1. So that's why I'm really hoping that they can maybe pull something out of the hat and go and acquire, Terry McLaurin, from the Commanders. Will it happen? Probably not, because there's been rumors, there's been a whole bunch of what ifs, and the thought of the Commanders giving up their best wide receiver, unless they're really that sold on Debo. If they're that sold on Debo, then hey, kudos to them. The Washington Commanders continue to be a franchise that makes the wrong decisions. New owner and all. But we'll see what happens there. The Cowboys are currently playing right now. They're playing the Falcons.
Falcons, yep.
What's the score?
24-10.
24-10. Joe Milton. I don't even know where to begin, because you've been saying it as well. We've all been kind of saying it, that Joe Milton would probably be that guy to replace Dak if the Cowboys do it correctly.
And I think that's why they brought him in. I think he will be that guy. Like, if he can stay healthy and play the way he's been playing in preseason, I don't see why not.
And you won't have to pay him nearly as much.
Yeah.
Well, until after he finally gets you guys into the playoffs, a win, and possibly a Super Bowl, which, knock on wood, God forbid. But, Milton he's been that dude since Tennessee. I don't know how he's gone under the radar for so long, but I think if the Dallas Cowboys really want a shot at winning, they'll figure out a way to move Dak somewhere else. Yeah. You could find a team that's desperate enough to pick up Dak.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of teams that need a quarterback. Shit, you might as well send them to the Browns with everybody else.
The Browns will take anybody at this point. It's pretty sad what they got going out there in Cleveland. It's kind of obvious that their best bet at quarterback is more than likely Shedeur Sanders. But he's still sitting at the depth chart at number 4.
Crazy. That's because they just finna try to blackball him all season.
You know, man, the more we see it, the more it kind of leans that way, right?
Yeah. Which is dumb because I mean, you messing up your own franchise. You got somebody in there who could possibly be great, but because of all y'all egos and because of his ego, that y'all just gonna sit them all, not give them the opportunity.
The Browns will always be the Browns. We remember that, but it has been something that's just it's been very weird to see because I mean I've said did I think Shedeur Sanders was a number one overall first round draft pick? I personally didn't think so. I personally had him probably around like second, third round. I definitely didn't expect him to fall to the fifth. When he fell to the fifth, I was like, okay, something's up. Something is definitely amiss, here in the NFL. And then you hear all these rumors and seeing everything that's going on that people are saying, oh, the NFL was telling teams not to draft Shedeur, which, again, it doesn't make any sense why the NFL itself would try to blackball him. I wouldn't say that. Make an example out of him.
Yeah.
I can see that more than the blackballing aspect, because you had a kid who, and even I forget who said it. I don't know if it was Warren Moon or another old school quarterback. You can't have a quarterback acting like a DB. And if you've played the game of football, you know every single position's personality. And DBs are like what Dion was. Athletic as hell, but talk a lot of shit. Sometimes they can't back it up. A good amount of time, some of them can't back it up. But there's an arrogance to the DB position. There's a lot of ego. Not even a bit. There's a lot of ego at the DB position. And it's seeing Shedeur, again, he didn't necessarily help himself in a lot of the interviews, thinking that he was already assuming he knew where he was going, showing up to practices and games and stuff like that with the New York Giants cleats, thinking he was going to get drafted there, and not participating in the God damn it,
combine.
In the combine.
Yeah.
Because again, he didn't think he had anything to prove. If you watch my game, it speaks for itself. Bro, you were a couple of games over 500 in your career at Colorado. We all remember the shit talking you and your team did against Oregon when they put that ass whooping on you. You could barely hang with top 25 teams. And you're sitting here thinking you're God's gift to the world. And it's just, it wasn't the case. It was kind of the same thing like I thought with Caleb Williams. I didn't think Caleb Williams should have ever been the number one overall pick. One, he's undersized, and I'm still confused to this day how everybody else, the Russell Wilsons of the world, they're undersized, so they're going to have to be, third, fourth round, picks. They're calling Brock Purdy undersized, and he's bigger than Caleb Williams. But yet they gave Caleb Williams the greatest prospect of all time tag, which doesn't make any sense. But then you have Shedeur, who he's got talent. That's undeniable. But the draft party with the legendary, you had your own setup room for when you got picked. Lo and behold, nobody was going to be there at your house when you did. You were going to be basically sitting with your brother, who was an undrafted free agent, which I knew was going to happen. But he's actually balling out a little bit out there in Tampa. Tampa, they're showing some praise to Shiloh out there in Tampa.
Yeah.
But it turned into this whole poor me, almost, yeah, I'm the victim of this whole thing, and then turns into, oh, well, now all of a sudden you want to be humbled. Now all of a sudden you're just like, no, dude, the time for you to actually shut the fuck up, be humble, and do the process the way it should have been done is long gone. Long gone. So now you're in a situation where you're battling for the QB3 spot against a guy that you probably should have been drafted ahead of. And again, I still don't understand why the Browns went and got Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round and then Shador in the 5th. It didn't make nothing that Cleveland does ever makes any fucking sense. It may have something to do with the Ohio air, because nothing in Ohio has ever been smart, has ever been anything that thinks logically. The Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals are Ohio teams.
Yeah.
Watching both of those teams have the talent that they have and still find a way to absolutely fuck themselves. That's Ohio. That's just the state of Ohio. Nothing good happens in the state of Ohio. When you watch all of it, it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, I even saw a story today. Apparently the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals, they were supposed to have, I guess, a Legends night for, like the legends, former Cincinnati Bengals and everything else like that. This motherfucker told all of them they need to pay their own way. They need to RSVP within a day. Housing, all that. You got to take care of it yourself. But we're going to invite you here.
Yeah.
What?
It's great. I know, right?
You don't have that many legends in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
The handful that you do have, you think they're going to fucking show up to that? With that kind of disrespect? Hell no. I wouldn't. Fuck that. But, back to Shador, it's just, with Shador, it's like, he had a pretty good first preseason game.
Yeah,
He
did.
said it during the interview like he could have been better. Yeah, he could have been better. He's got room for improvement, that's for sure. But he had a pretty good outing. I wasn't going to sit here and go, but again, it's preseason. I don't take preseason that seriously like a bunch of other trolls do.
Yeah.
You see everybody going like, oh, yeah, he's playing against the 3rd string and 2nd string, and oh, he's still not that good. Like, dude, it's fucking preseason. Nobody gives a shit. The only ones who give a fuck about the preseason are the dudes who are trying to get a job.
Trying to get a spot, yep. I know it's funny, like even playing Madden, I'm like, shit, I don't even play the preseason. I skip all past 3 days.
Because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters. Again, the bottom half is the only thing that are the only players that give a shit. The bottom half of your roster. The bottom 20 guys of your roster are the only ones who give a shit about this entire process. Because, again, they're playing for a job. Most of these 3rd stringers that you see in preseason, yeah, they're out there running routes, they're doing everything, but these motherfuckers are fighting for goddamn special teams jobs. These are special teamers out there.
And you only see the 1st rounders just trying to get some reps in.
Yeah,
after that, yeah.
That's it. And the one thing that I do find weird about the preseason, you have joint practices with the team that you're going to play?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, wild, right? I guess because they're already in the same city because they practice together, so you might as well just have a game out of it. I mean, we used to do it in high school, though. Like, our high school used to do that, though.
No, I remember, like, the jamborees, and you had, like, all the... Yeah, no, I remember that, but having a joint practice and then actually having a full-on 11-on-11, 4 quarters. It doesn't make any sense. Who the fuck are you? What are you practicing? It doesn't make any sense. Who are you practicing for? It's
I
going to be
guess it's
even
just
more difficult because they already know what the fuck you're going to do.
it's just that full scrimmage, I guess.
It's a glorified scrimmage is what it
Yeah.
is. It's basically a joint practice on your main field.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't make that to me. I was just like, why would you?
I
You
think a lot
play
of
each
it too
other
be
to-
like more for the fans because they probably, to go to practice, they ain't charging. So a lot
That's
of it too be
fine.
for the fans.
That's fine, but you put your players in jeopardy
Yeah.
because it's you're going against another team. They're gonna compete. Whether you're in joint practice or a preseason game, they're gonna compete, and people
Mhm.
are going to get hurt.
Oh my God. Oh
Uh-oh.
my God. I wish you could just see his hit. He just lit this fool up on the kick return. God damn.
I might see it on the highlights when it comes.
Yeah. That Falcons player might want to go sit down.
I know some people were looking at it going like, oh, well, because you got the players, especially during the offseason, like you get the in-team scrums and the fights and stuff like, oh, they're just itching to play that, so we have these joint practices. That's stupid. Let them have that built-up rage. Let them fight each other at practice. It builds camaraderie. It builds character.
Mm-hmm.
You're pushing each other to the point where you can see what the guy that you are going to be fighting with for hopefully a 20-week season, 17 at minimum, is going to be fighting next to you. But when you go against other teams and the competition and that it gets to that point, people get hurt. And that's been happening all preseason.
Yeah.
I think since they started doing that, these joint practices on top of playing each other in the preseason, that's what's been leading up to a lot of these injuries that have been going on. It's just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Let your team fight it out amongst each other because it's not really like a fight. It's basically testing each other to see where you're at as a team. Are you willing to fight? The offense versus defense is a rivalry that goes back since the beginning of football. Light side versus dark side. Everybody knows about it. You go and compete, and then come game day, you got each other's backs.
Mm-hmm.
But doing this in preseason, I know they've been doing it for a while, but I'm saying since they started doing it, you almost see it progressively getting worse and worse as injuries go on. Joint practices have been happening for a while, but the joint practices
And then the
and
game
then
after, yeah.
the game right after has been fairly new. Like that's something that hasn't really happened, very often. That really started happening the last kind of, 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Before that, sure, they had joint practices, but it wasn't anything like what they're doing now. But you have all of these, players who are out here competing for a job. Somebody's bound to get hurt, especially when they're competing that hard. But right now it's just you're looking at. I'm first of all that the scoreboard that they put for the Bears Bills game, bro. They need to hire us. We can do better than that shit. You kidding me? The fucking overlays that they put on here, it's fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking terrible. They had it shit in the Super Bowl, and now they're just, let's just put the logos, but nothing behind it. You put the PNG there and then a clock. Like, shit, call EJ. He can do that. Like, call anybody. Really, fuck. I can figure out how to get a clock working. Shit. Yeah, but it's just, they're, right now with the NFL, again, it's preseason. The only thing that I really give a shit about on who's going to make the 53-man roster. That's it. The games, I don't really. You get to see some of the rookies that you picked up, kind of see what they got a little bit during, actual gameplay. That's fine.
Mhm.
You want to kind of see, who the depth and everybody that you're going to have. But as overall, like, caring about as if these games matter. As if, oh, we lost the preseason game, so we're not going to the Super Bowl. Or we won a preseason game, so we're going to the Super Bowl. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. We had the Niners Raiders, just happen. Now, once
Mhm.
again, Mizzle. Hey, shout out to Mizzle. Fuck your team, for real. But, did I really give a shit about the end outcome of that game? No. None of it mattered. The thing that pissed me off the most was the fact that I still had to watch fucking Jake Moody
That's what I'm
shank
saying.
fucking field goals out
I was
there.
gonna say that's what matters the most is making sure your kicker can kick in a clutch situation with the game
And
on
he
the line. Hey, he kicked it with the game on the line, even though it's a game that don't matter.
You
But
know what? If he would have made the first one, they wouldn't have even been in that situation to begin with. Like, again, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, he fucked it up, but then he made it. No, you don't get credit for fixing something that you broke.
fucked up.
Like, I don't care. I've said that shit about quarterbacks. I've said that shit about, everybody. I'm not going to sit here and call you clutch. I'm not going to say, they said that about Jimmy Garoppolo. God damn it, I fucking hated Jimmy Garoppolo. They called him clutch, and I said, why? He's the one who threw the pick and fumbled and turnover that got him in that position to begin with. I'm not going to give you credit for fucking up and then fixing a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if you didn't make a mistake that entire time, it was a good game, and then boom, you had yourself a clutch moment, then we can have a conversation. But anything outside of that is, for what? You don't get this, oh, he's got a clutch gene. The fuck he does? He has a fuck up and fix it gene. That's what he has. And that's the same with Moody. And I know Dub. Oh, God. I feel like he talks to me, but he's not talking to me at the same time. Because he knows how I feel about it, but at the same time, he defends Jake Moody, saying, "Oh, we got to give that, that same energy to any kick." I was like, I mean, and I've told him, I don't care if it's Robbie Gould, I don't care if it's Justin Tucker, I don't give a fuck I don't care if it's Adam Vinatieri.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in situations where you have to make this kick, clutch situation kicks, and you can't make it, you're a fucking bum. That's all you do in practice. That's all you participate in practice. Is kicking field goals and kicking the grass around while you're walking the sideline with your helmet in
Wait,
your hand,
right.
thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow. Oh, I wonder what's on TV tonight. I wonder what's for dinner. Oh, let me go kick another field goal. Boop. Okay, let me sit here on the sideline another 10, 15 fucking minutes with my finger in my ass, drinking goddamn water and Gatorade. That's it.
That really got to be the most boring ass position.
No shit.
Just sitting there all fucking game, just waiting
There
to
should
kick
be
a
a
ball.
minimum payment for kick. I don't give a fuck who you are. Kickers. You should not make more than $1 million. I don't give a fuck. Like
I mean, shit. That's like being a bench warmer, being a kicker.
You might as well. That's all you do. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you're sitting here missing field goals, when that's all you do, why the fuck would I give you any credit whatsoever? That's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes down to clutch situations, and I've said this about Jake Booty, and yes, I know his last name is Moody, but he's fucking Booty. He sucks. He's ass. And on top of that, he's a third-round motherfucking pick. I'm sorry, you draft a goddamn kicker in the third round, he better never, ever miss a goddamn field goal throughout his career.
That's crazy. It
He
makes
better be perfect.
about $6.4 million a year. Well, the Chiefs kicker makes 6.4. Everybody else is about $6 million. But with his contract, $6.4 million to kick a ball.
And Butker's not even that kind of a kicker either. He's really not even a clutch kicker like that. They haven't had to be in situations where he needs to. Very, very minimum that they're ever in situations where they rely on him to make the game-winning field goal. And he's making that amount of money.
That's crazy. Shit, I need to go outside and start practicing kicks.
Right?
$6.4 million a year.
Shit. That'll work for me. That'll work for the average Joe. Well, like, come on now. You're playing a position where you literally can be fatter than the offensive lineman and still be successful. Look at Sebastian Janikowski. That dude had a beer belly for days.
But it boot the shit out of a ball.
Goddamn right. You don't have to be the most athletic man. Most of the time, they're not the most athletic. They get hurt easy. But punters and kickers get hurt easier than WWE referees do during a bump. Refs take one bump in the WWE and bump, they're out. They're out. They're gone. They're done. Hurt for the rest of the match. That's how kickers and punters are. The fragileness that punters and kickers have is just insane. But hey, he's got a boot. Oh, man. Give me somebody like Ocho Cinco who can do it all. Motherfucker can kick the field goal. He can go out and run around like that. That's somebody that I can respect. But somebody who does nothing but kick field goals and pick daisies in practice, out here missing clutch field goals when we gave a high draft pick to pick your ass up. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. You better be perfect. You better not miss a goddamn field goal, clutch or otherwise, in your fucking life. Like, that shit is just absolute. And what we could have done with that third round pisses me off. You know, even more the fact that we even give this son of a bitch a chance.
I guess this game is on the NFL Network. It is a network.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So that's what all those NFL channels that I got is all NFL Network, basically.
It's just the different regions I'm looking at of it. Got it. I'm watching the highlights of the Bills and Bears and 28-0. Damn, they really didn't have any of their starters or second string out there for Buffalo. Fuck. And I know Bears fans were looking at this game going, oh, look at that. We're going to make the fucking playoffs. Again, stupids. It's the goddamn preseason. Let's be real. Are the Chicago Bears really going to fucking do anything against Minnesota? Against Green Bay? Come on now. They don't stand a chance in the North. They really don't. To sit here and act like Caleb Williams is about to take this team to the Super Bowl tells me how you're more delusional than some 49er fans. And some Cowboys and Raiders fans talking about, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl every goddamn year. You're about as delusional as they are.
Yeah, we got a chance this year.
I ain't saying we going.
I ain't saying we going, but we got a chance.
Everybody has a chance. Week 1.
Oh, nice run. There we go.
You know, but as the year goes by, like, we'll see more. We're going to know more about each team probably after week 2. After week 2, you can kind of have a good idea, depending on how bad you suck. I mean, we can tell that immediately in week 1 at times. You know, but by week 2, maybe even as far as week 3, you really get an understanding of what team you're going to be.
Yeah.
You know, so that's preseason doesn't show that. You know, the early on NFL season does. You know, so we'll see how it all goes. There's a lot of storylines that are being had right now. But, you know, again, it's just a matter of what can you do in the regular season when it's actually all on the line. You know, so we'll see if a lot of these teams can be healthy. We'll see if a lot of these teams can compete, you know, properly. And, you know, get into the regular season starting in September, you know, for what feels like forever waiting for the season to happen again.
Cowboys got kind of a plush schedule this year too.
A plush schedule, as in like a soft, easy schedule?
Yeah, like they got the Eagles' first game.
That's a loss.
Nah. We got the Eagles, then the Giants, then the Bears, Packers, Jets, Panthers, Commanders, Broncos, Cardinals, Raiders, Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, and Commanders, and then the Giant in with the Giants. So the last half of the season gonna be a tough one, but the first half is pretty.
Yeah, but even in the last half, you're really only like in total throughout your whole season, you're really only playing 4 or 5 teams that are worth the shit.
Yeah, like the Chiefs,
Everybody
the Eagles,
else is kind of garbage.
The Lions, Vikings.
It's like,
sometime depending on which Viking team show up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten to a point where it almost feels like the NFL is trying so hard to get the Dallas Cowboys into the playoffs.
They didn't want them with the Niners. Like, damn, like, can somebody win this motherfucker again?
Yeah, I mean, the Niners too. We have an easy, soft ass schedule too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really no reason why we shouldn't be up in the upper echelon of teams when it comes to record, at least with this season.
Yeah, our first game is Seattle. Got Seattle, New Orleans, Cardinals, Jacksonville, the Rams, Buccaneers, Atlanta, Texans, Giants, the Rams again, Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, Tennessee, Colts, the Bears, and then last game in Seattle.
Yeah, that's a bummy schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty. If I had to actually put a ranking on how easy that schedule is, that might be top 5 easiest schedules.
I'm like, none of them games, like, even if I was a Niner fan, I'm like, none of them games really look appealing to even want to go to.
I mean, I know I'm going to the Tennessee game for my birthday. I know that.
December 14th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to that game, but other than that, and the only reason I'm going to that game is because my mom are going because she's a Titans fan.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really the only reason. It's my mom and it's my birthday. So hey, fuck it, let's go to a game. You know, so outside of that, yeah, there's really not a whole lot of games on that list that I would actually pay that ungodly amount of money that they ask for to go to those fucking games. For even the nosebleeds. Like, It's not worth it. Not at all worth it. You know, but I mean, we'll see what the regular season, brings. You know, but other than that, there's a whole lot of other shit, going. Apparently, fucking Tank Davis is Duck and Roach.
This shit is a dumbass fight that I probably won't even watch. I'm so sick of Jake Paul.
I'll stick with the highlight. Like that one's one that doesn't intrigue me in the least. Yeah. Like if I see the highlights that Tank knocks him out, because it's an exhibition fight. It doesn't even.
Yeah, it's not even a count.
Against the records. So it's like, what's the point?
You know, payday before Tank retires. Quick payday.
I'm telling you right now, if Gervonta Davis, whether it's an exhibition or not, if he gets made a fool, his legacy will be tarnished.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're making a fool of themselves over a payday.
Forever and ever.
Like fucking Tyson, why would you fucking lose over a payday? That shit is dumb.
Some people hurting for money, bro.
Hey, if I'm Tyson, I'm knocking that motherfucker head off.
Damn right.
The money.
That's real shit. That's what he should have done.
That's what everybody gonna remember. You lost to fucking Jake Paul at the end of the budget. You lost to a fucking YouTuber.
Yep. 100%. There's like no legitimacy to that. You got beat in a, essentially, allegedly, a fixed fight I have to say allegedly now because apparently this dumb motherfucker Jake Paul is suing
Oh.
people
Man, fuck
for
him.
calling it rigged.
Fuck
And I'm
Jake
thinking
Paul.
about
It's
this going
rigged.
like, somebody should just do it.
It's
We should
rigged,
do
Jake Paul.
The
Sue
only
me.
thing that, hey, I don't have the money for it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't got the
Hey.
money for lawyers and shit to do that.
Hey, fuck him. Ain't nobody. I wish a judge would be like, 'cause that's dumb.
Somebody should, because if you're gonna go, oh, it's defamation, well, then you're gonna have to prove that it's not.
Yeah.
If you can prove to me that it's not, beyond a shadow of a doubt, then it'll be a different conversation. But even then, it's not really a different conversation because the people you've been fighting are fucking scrubs. You haven't had really a legitimate fight. You fought a coked out, scared of the fucking cartel Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Mm-hmm.
You fought an almost 60-year-old Mike Tyson who literally held back punches. He was biting his glove extra. He wanted to beat your ass so goddamn bad, but he had to hold back. And that was the first time that I ever saw Mike Tyson do that throughout his career.
Yeah.
I have never, because people will say, oh, I've seen Mike Tyson do that. I've seen him bite his glove, and stuff like that before. I've seen him. Can you show me highlights of Mike Tyson where he's biting his gloves in his prime career?
Never.
I bet you can't.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you can't find it. I really do think him biting the gloves was a sign of him, like, basically, hurting himself, going, what the fuck am I doing here? I want to kill this guy, but I can't. Because Mike Tyson is very much a killer when it comes to being in the ring. So it's just all of it. And then now you're fighting Tank Davis, who's shorter than you by, 7 inches?
Mm-hmm.
And you outweigh by over 40 pounds? Like, what
Yeah,
the
I think
fuck
it's like
does that
I think
prove?
it's like 70 pounds or something, ain't it?
It's like,
something
what does that,
crazy, yeah.
if you're Jake Paul, what does that prove? What does that prove as a fighter? What happened to the talks of going to fight Anthony Joshua?
Mm-hmm.
That ain't happening no more. You've been calling out Anthony Joshua
I
this
know.
whole
He
time,
said
and all of a sudden you're fucking fighting Tank. Really?
his quote, as soon as he finished beating David, then he's going after Goliath. That was his quote. So
He's dumb as fuck. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Once I get done beating David, I'm gonna go beat Goliath. What the fuck is up with that? David beat Goliath, you dumb son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? The dude is a fucking clown. Now, look, I can give respect where it's due. What he's doing for the women's boxing game,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him his credit for that. That card that all women boxing card that they just had not too long ago. Hey,
Oh yeah, that was good.
that was
Yeah.
a hell of a card. Hell of a card. I will give him that. As a promoter for women's boxing, I can give him that credit. Hats off to it, because he's been doing great work in that aspect. But when it comes down to trying to take him seriously as an actual fighter, fuck no. Fuck no. He's an embarrassment to the sport. He is doing absolutely nothing but ruining the fucking sport. Now you've got celebrities and all this other thinking that they can actually box.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get put in the ring with somebody who can actually box, they get fucking hurt. None of Jake Paul's fights should ever be taken seriously. Not one. Not one. There's a reason why he went to free streaming now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why he ain't doing pay-per-views anymore. Look behind the veil, people. You can still get a shit ton of money through streams. But we see the pay-per-view buys, motherfucker. You're not going to sit here and lie to us talking about, oh, we had record pay-per-view numbers. Go fuck yourself. No, you didn't. Because ain't nobody watching pay-per-views no more. Nobody. Everybody's streaming it, whether legally or not.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's ways to be able to watch your fight without having to fucking pay a dime. So to sit here and lie about the numbers, hell no. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit enough to pay for your fights. They want to see you get knocked the fuck out, but they ain't gonna pay for it. That's for damn sure. So that's why they went to streaming. That's why the UFC is now going straight to streaming. All that shit Dana White was talking about. Oh, if you're pirating, we're gonna get you guys. We're gonna fit it. No, the fuck you aren't. No, the fuck you couldn't. And this is why you're in where you fucking are. This is why you're going straight to streams. You're not doing pay-per-views anymore. You're doing all your shit off the ESPN app. Like, none of it matters. Because you're never gonna catch that. There's way too many people on this planet who can watch your shit for free. Nobody gives a shit. So all that big talk of, oh, pirating, we're gonna get you. Fuck you, Dana. You didn't find shit. Had you actually been able to crack down, you wouldn't have moved to the streaming services for all of your fucking big fights.
Mm-hmm.
Be real with yourself. I know you and your daddy like to fucking lie all the goddamn time, but we see through you and your bald ass fucking chrome dome head. You're not that guy. I'm gonna say, you're not that guy, Dana. You're not that guy. You talk all the shit that you want to, but you're not that guy. That's why you are where you are. Now, again, you can get a shit ton of money for the streaming because people will watch the stream, especially if it's free. Fuck yeah, I can just watch a UFC fight without having to pay. All I have to do is do these monthly payments for the stream. People do that shit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, why not? You'll get more money streaming than you will in your pay-per-view. So it's a smart move. But we're not going to sit here and act like the reason for that move wasn't because your pay-per-view numbers were jack shit and you couldn't actually crack down on the pirating and everything else that goes on with watching these events. It just wasn't going to happen.
Pay them high-ass motherfucking prices they be charging for these damn
Well,
fights.
that too. Who the fuck is going to pay over $100 for a fight?
Yeah.
Like, even the big fights now, it's like, fuck, $80, $90, $100 for what?
Mm-hmm.
You're already charging people an arm and a leg to even be at the goddamn event. And now you're outsourcing and outpricing the goddamn, the average Joe who can't. It's just, it doesn't make any sense in that aspect. It's like, they should have gone to streaming a long-ass time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But to sit here and act like they went to streaming because, oh, it made better business sense. Yeah, no shit, dummy. They've been telling you that forever. But you wanted to sit here and think pay-per-view numbers matter. We're going to be able to crack down. No, the fuck you weren't. And you never were going to. It's a different age nowadays. Pay-per-view is dead.
Yeah.
Like, real shit. Pay-per-view is dead. Like, nobody's watching pay-per-view anymore. Or at least paying for pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Anymore. Nobody's doing that. You know, Stream East, all these other different, like, nobody's fucking paying for your pay-per-views. And I know for the last 10 years, anybody who came up and said, oh, the pay-per-view buys were up. No, the fuck they weren't, you lying sack of shit. You're a fucking liar. Nobody paid for it. Nobody has paid for pay-per-views legitimately for the last fucking 10 years. The technology that is nowadays, it's just, it's too advanced. They literally sell on the open market VPNs for people to not be able to track your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, let's be real. I mean, and I mean that fight that just happened, you know, for the UFC. Like, look, we watched it, over at your place, after the Niner Raider game. The fights and stuff like that. Before that, the two, spinning back elbows to end the fight back to back was pretty fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
But people were sitting complaining like, "Oh, that was a boring ass main event." No, it wasn't.
That's just people
really.
are dumb as fuck and they don't know martial arts. People need to shut the fuck up. Everybody you be having an opinion on every goddamn thing. I don't even know what they're talking about.
Exactly. Oh, it was boring. Go fucking watch something else. What you saw there was pure domination.
Mm-hmm.
Pure unadulterated domination because DDP couldn't do a goddamn thing. How you get put in the same crucifix 4 times? 30 seconds within every single round. Get taken to the ground. You controlled none of that fight.
Nah, I mean, shit, he only, landed 55 punches?
Not even that, 45.
45?
45 fucking punches. And it was like, you couldn't do anything. He was a blanket. He couldn't get up. Every time he tried to get up, he would ragdoll him back to the ground. Just sitting there playing with us like that. Man, he could have ended that fight a lot sooner than he did. But I think it's Kamayev.
Yeah, I can't never pronounce that fool name.
I can't either. And forgive me for not being able to pronounce it correctly if I'm fucking it up. Because, I mean, obviously he deserves more respect. He's a fucking world champion. But Kamayev, he could have ended that a whole hell of a lot sooner. The whole point of that fight was him to basically show his dominance. There is absolutely nothing that you can do to stop me. I'm going to ragdoll you. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to make you my bitch for 5 rounds for 5 minutes of each of those rounds.
Real.
For 25 minutes, I'm going to beat your ass, and every single one of those rounds are going to be 10-8s because you're going to actually do nothing. I am going to prove to not just you, but the world that you can't touch me. And if they were to even stand, Kamayev probably would have fucking KO'd him.
Mm-hmm.
Because the dude can throw. So it just, and seeing all those
They should have played.
It's like, shut up. Y'all don't know shit about martial arts. Even fucking Mighty Mouse came out saying, if that's not what, then don't watch the UFC.
They should have played No Vaseline by Ice Cube at the end of that match.
They should have.
He got fucked.
They should have. Absolutely he did. Like, that one wasn't even close. Just absolute handling the entire. We're sitting there looking at it, we were looking at each other like, dude, this dude he's not able to do shit.
No, he couldn't. He tried.
Duplessis was sitting there looking at the ref going, come on, stand us up. No, he's active. He's being active. That's why he's not going to stop it. Mm-hmm. Now, if he just sat there and hugged you without throwing a punch, throwing a knee, doing anything like that, then yeah, he would have stood you up. But because of the fact that he was active that entire time, a good referee is not going to stand you up.
Nah.
A referee who's actually worth his fucking salt is not going to stand you up. And I forget who refereed that fight, but they did a hell of a fucking job. People in the crowd, oh, this is boring, we're here. Well, I mean, you got spoiled because you had seen like 2 knockouts previous to that.
Yeah, so people, they want everything to be a knockout. They want every fight to be a knockout. And
all the shit talking and all the hype and everything behind this fight. Of course, everybody was hoping for a knockout.
Mm-hmm.
But in this sport, knockouts don't happen all the time, especially like ones who, again, if you look at it for what it was, which was basically a dominating, prove it to the world that you can't do shit when, like, it doesn't matter what you want to do. I am going to manhandle you and prove to the world that you ain't shit as a champ. You are nothing to me. You're just another fork in the fucking road from my goddamn destiny. It is my destiny to be the world champion, and I'm going to dominate you to do it. I'm going to embarrass you in front of God and the entire world. It's going to be an absolute mauling. And that's what it was. It was a bear beating the shit out of a rabbit for 25 minutes.
For real.
Just playing with his food. Absolute domination. Duplessis had no defense. The ground game, he couldn't sprawl to save his life. His takedown defense was shit. And Kamaev proved it. So I mean, it's just for the people who were mad at it, you don't fucking know shit. You don't know shit about the fight game. You don't know shit about MMA. That's part of it. That's why wrestlers were so dominant for a long period of time, because they were able to just take you down and smother you. It's not. If you want to watch just people, go watch Muay Thai, go watch kickboxing, go watch regular boxing and stuff. MMA is not the sport for you if you're not, willing to be able to watch a dominating ground game.
Yeah.
Because what we saw was, I've never seen anything like that.
Nah, me, that was definitely a first.
I have never seen an absolute domination of a champion like that in my entire life, in any sport. Never seen it.
That is
so to be able to kind of sit there
for him to
and
be
actually
champ, he was fighting some scrubs because he
must have
scrubbed
been
himself. Yeah, I'm like,
comparatively, he must have been. But when you're sitting there and watching that type of fight with people who actually know what the fuck is happening, you really get me watching it with Matt Sticks, who's a fucking black belt. Me watching it with Mizzle as well, who's also done martial arts. People who actually understand the fight game. You have an appreciation for it for what it is. So the casuals who kind of came in, and I'm sorry if some of you dumb motherfuckers paid money for it. I really am. I thought that somebody was getting knocked out. I even told you at the beginning of the fight, this shit ain't going the distance.
yeah,
There's no way this is going the distance. And it did, but it was one of those fights that you just knew it could have really been over at any point. It could have been over in the first, the second, the third, the fourth, or the fifth. It really could have. It was that type of dominance. So for those who couldn't appreciate it, I'm sorry you don't know enough about the fight game to be able to. You should probably do a little bit more research, to kind of, get to know what mixed martial arts actually is.
yeah,
And then come back and actually analyze and understand that what you saw was spectacular and something that really, I don't think anybody's ever seen before. I have never seen somebody get 10-8 every single round. Never seen it in my life. But all five of those rounds, 10-8, 10-8, 10-8, 10-8, 10-8. Just holy shit. So it was just, it's been a pretty cool I mean, again, we've been keeping up on a lot of the stuff. We've been watching we've been paying attention to preseason. We've been watching the fights. We've been kind of keeping up. It's not like because we've been away that we haven't been doing shit.
Yeah, keeping up with stuff. Yeah.
We've definitely been keeping up with stuff so that when the time came for us to be able to, kind of come back and finally you just kind of, get the roots back in and actually push forward and get it going, that we actually know what the fuck we were talking about.
Yeah.
So it's and we got a lot of great stuff coming up. October is going to be a big month for us.
Oh, that shit gonna be fun.
It is going to be a huge month for us. You guys need to stay tuned for that because we've got Arizona Wildcats versus BYU. We're going to be at the game, probably either on the sideline and in the press box. Coach Zoe, Coach Brennan, all them out there supporting the Wildcats because hey, we need Coach Zoe on this show.
That's gonna be fun.
I would like to have him on this show for the foreseeable future. This is why we need to make that trip. So, that's going to be that atmosphere is going to be awesome. I can already sense. And then
it's a homecoming game too, so you already know it's going to be. Oh
it's a homecoming game.
It's homecoming.
Oh,
that's why we wanted to go. Yeah, because it's homecoming.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm like,
it's gonna be insane.
Oh man, hey, you talk about the parties after shit. I might have to just. It's gonna be wild after.
And then the week after we get back, we got Monday Night Raw back here in
Sacramento. Yep.
This crazy motherfucker over here talking about ringside.
Hey, that's what we trying to get ringside. I'm like,
I mean,
hey, all part of my birthday celebration continues the whole month of October.
We were looking at it. Me and Mizzle were looking at the tickets and stuff too. Like, depending on the section, like on the floor and stuff, it's doable.
Yeah.
It's doable.
But that's especially like with Klarna and all of that, where you ain't got to pay that shit all up front.
It just doing the payments and everything. We were thinking about that too. Again, depending on where the seating and stuff was, because if we're gonna be on the floor, I think anything past like the first 3 rows from ringside, it gets a little hairy because again, everybody's on even level.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit harder to kind of see things that are going on. You got people standing up in front of you. Fuck, you're forced to stand up. You have to. And even then, if you got somebody taller than you, or if you're taller than somebody behind, like everybody's at an even length. So where on the other seats, obviously there's a diagonal, you can be able to see everything, whether somebody stands up or not.
Yeah.
So if we're getting floor, it's got to be one of those. We need to make sure it's good enough to where we'd be able to enjoy the experience. So it's kind of, we were looking at it going, well, we know Mad Sticks is going to be, on the floor somewhere.
Hey, I'm going to be in the ring. I'm buying me an in-ring ticket. I'm in the ring.
We were thinking about it going like, there's really 3 spots on the floor that are like key, marketing. This would be the best spot to have. It's right behind the announce tables. It's obviously hard cam side, from the ring and everything. And it's the corner from where the entrance ramp stops and where the ringside stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's like
that's what I would want, like the entrance side. I want to see them coming down. I want to reach out and high five.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Those are probably the best seats on the floor that you can get. Anything kind of past that and beyond that, again, you run through some obstacles.
I'm trying to snatch the tribal chief chain.
Hey, bro, see, we can't be getting banned.
I know, right?
From
see me on TV fighting Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw.
Jesus Christ. Roman Reigns gonna fuck around and catch a fucking roundhouse.
And then fuck around and get in the ring and start yeeting.
And then me and Ms. Lord are gonna be, well, we ain't never gonna be able to come back to a WWE event again.
That damn man sticks.
Hey, he got his money's worth, and we're never gonna forget it. I'll tell you that. It'll something that nobody will ever forget. Goddamn, the tribal chief got his Ulapala snatched, and he got roundhoused. And the dude who did that went and started yeeting in the ring before
Yeah.
security could figure out what the fuck happened.
What's going on here?
Like, goddamn, I hope they caught that on TV because, that's going to be memorialized forever. That guy ever make it back, man. He ain't never went to an event again, but hey.
Nope. Hey, that's I wouldn't even care. It was hey.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. If that actually happened, I can't sit here and say that I wouldn't be like, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm like, hey, how many opportunities you get to do that?
The memories and the stories that we're going to be able to tell for the rest of our lives, it might be actually worth it.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it'll
especially if that
definitely
shit is
hinder
on,
our chances from ever trying to make a WrestleMania, but
on film, especially if it's on film, you got something to show your kid. Like, yeah, your dad was on wrestling. I was on Raw.
Yep. For about a cool 30 seconds, but you know.
Hey, you can kick a lot of ass in 30 seconds.
Yes, you can. A lot of street fights end in 30 seconds.
Yep.
You know, so it's like you can do a lot of damage in 30 seconds if done correctly. You know, but again, October is going to be a hell of a month. The football season obviously is going to be, insane. We always have, stuff to talk about because shit happens all the time during the NFL season. It leaves a lot to be able to talk about, and then yeah, man, it's just we got the fantasy football coming up. We're still got one more slot that we need to fulfill in that one. And then outside of that is, the rest of the year, we're back, baby. Fucking back. We're finally, again, it's been a little while, but I would much rather have, and this is coming from me because not a lot of this, the reason why we've been away has been because of Mad Sticks, nor has it been because of EJ, or, it's more because of, shit that I was dealing with. So I would rather have my shit dealt with to where I don't have to worry about anything else and then come back and start it up and get everything going again than to be where I was at and not fully being invested in the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Being here, but not really being here type of thing.
Yeah.
So I've given Mizzle, I've given Mad Six, I've given EJ, I've given everybody all the credit in the world because they've been more than supportive with everything that's been going on. And I told them before, I'm forever indebted to them because these guys are really my family. These guys are my brothers. When I introduce them, when little baby bad guy JP comes around, stuff like that. This is Uncle Mad Six. There's Uncle Mizzle. There's Uncle EJ. We're all family here. So that's the thing that when it comes to this show, that's one thing that I absolutely love about it. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how long we were off, whether it's a couple of days or a couple of months. I know that we could always come back, have a good time, and be the family that we are. So it's always been appreciative. And Mad Sticks, once again, just appreciate you for being the absolute incredible, not just the greatest DJ on the goddamn planet, but the best fucking brother on the goddamn planet. I appreciate that, my friend.
Definitely,
Yes,
likewise.
so we are gonna end it here this Friday night. We'll try to get back on Tuesday. I think right now, to kind of ensure that all of us will kind of be here, we might just do it every Friday for right now. We'll kind of see where things are going. Obviously, we'll talk back and forth with each other, kind of figure out schedules, all that other kind of stuff, and get things situated. But I think the safest thing that I don't want to sit here and say, oh, we'll see you guys on Tuesday, and then we're not here on Tuesday. So I think saying next week, Friday, we're all here. I know we didn't have EJ this time, but EJ's busy as well. But having it on Fridays is a better chance of having all of us here than not. And I know on Tuesdays, especially during the week, Mad Sticks is grinding, harder than anybody is. That's why he's the best in the world. So there's things that we're gonna look. So I'm thinking at least once a week for right now until we can figure some other things out will probably be the best bet. Now, if we have guests and stuff like that to kind of fill up time and do all that, we can do that too. But stay tuned. Once again, Jaffos TV on all social media platforms, including YouTube. And then jaffostv.com, the merch store, everything is still up. We may not have been here, for the All-Pro Jaffos, but the store, the merch, all of that stuff is still up. DJ Mastic's 50th birthday shirts are out there
Yep.
on the store. Go
I
get
just
that.
got mine the other day. It just
Yeah.
came in. So yep, just in time.
We've got new Sable Knights crest shirts and everything coming out. Already got one out there right now. Some other ones are being made, so those are getting out there. I'm gonna try and make some more, All-Pro Jaffos theme shirts and Indie Vibe, Prodigy Mode, all that stuff. So we'll get the amount of shit that we have in the merch stores is pretty insane. I might need to cut it down just a little bit. We got like over 150 things in that store. I've been kind of going overboard with some of them, but once again, go to jaffostv.com. That's the best way to support the channel, the program, and everything on social medias. And then once again, be a friend, tell a friend, be able to let them know where we're at. And then big shout out to EJ's mom, Mrs. Gilmore. Had me on this past Monday on their podcast talking about the Heritage Bowl, and I honored that they used the logo that I made for them for the Heritage Girls Flag Football Bowl that they're going to have in San Diego in January, I believe it is, which is another event that we're going to try and get down to for sure. So appreciate them for having me on this past Monday talking a little bit. I think something this Monday is gonna happen. I don't know if it's this Monday or the next Monday. But regardless, there will be another appearance, there to talk, more sports. So shout out to Auntie and everybody over there, and go follow the Heritage Bowl. And everything else, be able to find that on our social medias we got through our stories and stuff like that, so you can follow it from them. Go follow DJ Madsticks, everything that he's doing to keep in tune with everything that he's got going on.
I ain't been doing a goddamn thing.
Hey,
been chilling this summer.
whether it's chilling or actually out there doing something, for the betterment of the people, actually giving people a reason to be happy, in this chaotic bullshit world that we're living in right now. And then EJ is always, on there streaming. Dude's fucking hilarious. Just be able to go catch him all his, social media platforms as well. Once again, appreciate you guys being part of the Jaffo Army, be a part of the family, be a friend, tell a friend. We'll see you guys next time. For myself, JP, for the greatest DJ on the planet, Mr. DJ Madsticks. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Peace.